Yun! Welcome sa bagong episode ng Tito Senpai kung saan episode 11, welcome to the show. Kasama natin ang nag-iisang kasama natin mga tito, si Tito Rayam at saka si Tito Dennis sa ating Tito Senpai Podcast. Magkamustahan muna tayo. May special guest pala tayo ngayong araw na to.
Meron. Sino?
Yeah. Basta mamaya, imported to, guest natin from Canada. Yan. Papi Rayam, kamusta dyan sa Canada? Anong balita dyan?
Ito, okay naman. Last mga two weeks ago, di ako naka-dyan kasi medyo busy. Ngayon, medyo lumalamig na. Ano na kasi, fall season na. So, bagay na bagay ito sa mga pa-fall na tao. Fall season na yan. Dyan sa atin, kamusta naman kayo dyan, mga papi?
Yan. Dito, yung issue natin na flood control pa rin. Yan, inimbestigahan pa rin ng Senado at saka ng Congress yun. Yung ating yun ang issue ngayon eh. Bukas nga may rally na malaking rally. Sa Luneta at saka sa EDSA bukas. Kaya yun kung sinong sasama sa rally bukas kasi may bagyo din eh. Kaya mahirap din sumali kasi may expected din na bagyo. Yun dito. Yun yung mga kanito kaganapan sa Pilipinas. Diyan, Papi Dinis, kamusta diyan sa Bulacan? Kamusta ang buhay-buhay?
Hey, happy birthday.
Happy birthday pala.
Yeah, thank you. Ayun, medyo nag-enjoy rin naman ako ng birthday ko. Nagtagaytay lang. And dito naman
yung kasama mo
yung issue kasi yung nag-photo shoot lang kasi for lang rin, enjoyment and all, yun. So, nung dito sa Bulacan, actually, ang naging challenge naman dito, actually yung flood control din kasi if we're gonna, di ba, look at the news, ang pinakamatinding na apektuhan na talaga ng flood control budget na nakorap is, di ba, dito sa Bulacan, dito unang na-discover
Yes.
Dito sa CBM So, that's the reason why yan. So, we're flooded by corruption.
Right?
Grabe.
Sobra talaga. Yan. Sa Canada, medyo walang corruption, di ba? Parang sa Canada, mambuhay dyan eh. Parang, di ba? Sagana eh, di ba? Hospital, libre.
Yeah. Ang nagiging issue lang dito ngayon is yung dito kasi may pera yung mga politiko, ang hinahangad nila ngayon is yung power na. Sa Pinas kasi, dyan sa atin, may pera na nga sila, may power na din sila, gusto nilang kuning parehas. Yun yung sa atin. Dito kasi kahit papaano, makikita mo kung saan napupunta yung tax mo, ganyan.
Yes,
ang naging issue lang dito last week yung di ko alam kung nabalitaan yung nangyari dun kay Charlie Kirk kasi nasa America side kami. Binaril siya.
Binaril siya.
Yeah. Yun ang naging issue dito. Nagkaroon mga vigil, ganyan.
Kaya yun din, di ba? Malaking issue yun sa US. Sa Utah yan, di ba? Sa University
of Utah. Yeah, sa Utah. Pero pro-gun kasi ang US eh. Kaya nakakapagdala ng baril sa school. Actually, sa 7-Eleven yung hindi. Sa mga Home Depot, mga Ace Hardware, makakabili ka ng baril dun eh.
Yun, kasi legal sa US in Canada.
Sobrang legal niya.
Legal ba sa Canada din?
Dito bawal. Bawal ang baril dito. Illegal
US
dito.
US lang.
Sa US lang.
Kaya pala, no? Kaya masyadong malungkot din ang buhay niya, no? Then, yan, tawagin natin ang special guest natin.
Excited na ako.
Excited na rin ako. Isa siyang Filipino Canadian and then a comedian itself and one of the rising star of the comedian. Let's welcome Mr. Darwin Barcelano. Yun. What's up, Darwin? How are you doing, man?
What's up, everybody? Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
Hey, Darwin.
Hey, Darwin.
What's up, guys?
Yeah. Where are you been in Canada? Are you in Scarborough or?
We are on the west coast of Canada, so we're British Columbia.
British Columbia. Where exactly you are? Alberta or?
Alberta is the province next to us. So we usually just say Vancouver because if you say any other name, they don't know where that is.
Exactly.
Yeah. Where are you? Vancouver. Okay. Anywhere else, they don't know where that is.
If I say to you that, let's say I live in Surrey, do you know what Surrey is? No.
No.
Yeah. My friend was living in Scarborough in Toronto. Tony was born a Filipino also. Many Filipino born in Scarborough and he's now here in Manila for 25 years but he lives in Canada in his life and right now he is here in Manila for several. Your mom and dad are Filipino, or you are born in Manila? What's your story behind that?
So my parents immigrated to Canada in 1980, and
Mm.
the first stop was Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada. That's like the middle of Canada.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
I
nice.
don't know why they chose the middle of Canada. They could have just stopped in BC. You,
Yeah.
now they're in the middle of like because it snows there. So
Mm-hmm.
imagine coming from the Philippines, you've never experienced colds, winter, and they ended up there. But that's where the job was, right? So
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why many Filipino migrate to the Canada or US to have a better future. That's the
that's right.
land of milk and honey, and
Yeah,
people there are very working hard to earn so much money. And
that's right.
yeah,
Yeah.
are you what's your work now? Are you a full-time comedian, or are you still have a day job right
Oh,
now?
now I'm
Uh,
interested. Okay.
uh, I still have a day job. I work for, I don't know if I should say it on here, but I work in an office 9 to 5, and then
Mm-hmm.
it allows me to do my comedy in the evening. Because right
Mm.
now, comedy, there's really no, you can say, you can't make a living out of comedy right now unless
Yeah.
you're like really headlining places. That's really where
Yeah.
you start making money when you start headlining. Yeah.
Yeah. Because my good friend Alex Calleja
Hmm.
is one of the he started as an IT programmer before, and
Yeah.
before that he was a stepping stone. Slowly but surely he was a rising star right now. He was a Netflix special episode. Did you watch
Yeah.
that?
I watched it.
And
Yes.
yeah, that's what Alex started. But right now Alex is more in a show around the globe. He was there in Singapore earlier later this afternoon, and then suddenly right now he's making more TV, radio, any some media stuff he's doing. And what's your how do you start in comedian? Did you are you funny when you're growing up?
Yeah, yeah, he is very funny, Believe me when I
Oh,
say
thank you, thank you.
Mhm.
I mean, Filipinos are naturally funny, right?
Yeah.
We come up with comedy to keep our minds off the hardships
Yeah.
and the stress and
Exactly.
that's that we
Yeah.
make fun of our uh I don't know what to say
Our
rather
Struggles,
situation.
than our
Yes.
even finances, that's how we don't know how to
Yeah.
express ourselves, so we just make fun of ourselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But to answer your question, uh, if I still lived, this is the honest truth. If I still lived in Winnipeg, I don't think I'd be doing comedy. I only came when I came to BC, Vancouver, BC. That's when I started doing comedy. And the thing is, I originally I didn't want to do comedy. I wanted to do. Do you guys know what a Toastmaster is?
Oh yeah,
Oh
it's
Yeah.
my.
like
Yeah.
yeah, you're
Yeah.
speaking in front of
Yeah,
Speaking,
audiences.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's like a debate
exactly,
or what?
exactly.
Mm.
Yeah, so exactly. I wanted to learn that skill to speak in front of people and learn how to communicate well. So I was looking into that first, and then I saw this comedy course online, and
Mm-hmm.
Comedy course, they're offering it.
there's there's a comedy course. You can take it for I think maybe 4 weeks, and then at the end of the 4 weeks, you get to perform like on stage.
Mm-hmm.
So I did that right before maybe before COVID,
Oh,
and
nice.
yeah, so I did it for just for fun. I didn't think anything from it. I was just gonna say, people's been telling me I've been funny, but I know, you know, there's a way of making a joke. Like if you and I guys, you guys talk with each other, it's funny, but we have to
Yeah.
be able to translate it so that the whole crowd understands why we think it's
Yeah.
funny. So that
How can
that's
you
the
connect?
that that's the challenge, right? So how do
Mm-hmm.
you relate? So I did the comedy course, and then COVID hit, so everybody just stopped doing comedy for now. It was a hard time because where are you gonna perform? It's all closed down, and comedians were doing like virtual shows.
Oh yeah, how
So
was it? How was it? Let's say you guys are like doing virtual shows. It's hard to interact with the audience,
Yeah.
right?
yeah, I personally didn't do any of the shows. I stopped for the time.
Mm-hmm.
But I know people like the more famous comics, they did virtual, and they said it was really awkward because it's like this: you're talking, and then
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
there's no laughter after. You have to wait. You tell your punchline, and then you keep going, and you're just staring at yourself in this camera, and that's it. So that was like what, 2 years of COVID. So
Yeah.
it was a weird time.
Yeah. Growing up, who do you idolize comedian? Do you have an idol or?
Oh boy. As a kid, we watched all the Filipino movies. The
Yeah.
Dolphy,
Yeah,
Oh
Dolphy,
yeah,
and
yeah.
Pancito, Babalu.
Babalu, like
Yeah.
all those old movies. It's so funny. It's not comedy. It's like slapstick, right? Like,
Yeah.
it was a fun time, and I really enjoyed watching that as a kid. And then from there, you start watching like Americanized
Mm-hmm.
like shows like Three's Company, or uh, I don't know what else. Just like the funny shows, back in the day, and stand-up comedy was slowly, I guess, booming.
Yeah.
70s, 80s, I guess. Yeah.
Because here in the Philippines, Dolphy is the king of comedy, and then
Yes.
Babalu, and then there's another the old school guys are
Tito Big and
so
Joey.
much. Yeah, Tito Big and Joey. Yeah,
Yes.
that's the old
The
school. Yeah,
pillars. That's the
yeah,
pillars of
that's the pillars of Philippine
Oh,
comedy.
exactly. Yeah.
Tito Vic and
Yeah,
comedy, right?
Joey.
when you watch an old movie, VHS, Betamax, and then you see these
Oh
guys are
yeah,
very funny, and then
that's right.
for you, how do you write your stuff? Right, you have your own like script, or you when you perform on stage, do you memorize that? What's your technique?
Yeah, that's kind of hard, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is my thought process. Like, everyone has their own technique, but for me, if I see something, if I think of something,
Mm-hmm.
like, it's not even a joke yet, it's just an idea. You
Yeah.
have to write it down. It doesn't matter. I'm driving and then I'm texting because I want to write this idea down, or I'm gonna
Mm-hmm.
forget. So it doesn't matter. There's a police officer beside me. I'm gonna write this idea. I'm gonna
Dude,
forget.
now you're gonna get a ticket, man.
Yeah.
Believe me, it's not fun.
Before you
So
forget it, right?
yeah, exactly. And then if I can't write, I'll tell somebody. I'll tell my kids. I'll tell my
Yeah.
wife, hey, remember this word. It's just a word, and then
Okay.
I'll write it later. But sometimes nothing comes from it. It sits in my phone, or I write it. I have pieces of paper everywhere, just ideas and notes. And if you read it, it doesn't make sense because it's just a
Mm-hmm.
list of words. But sometimes the joke comes like fast, like it comes
Yeah.
naturally. But there's sometimes where it's just frustrating because you can't make it a joke yet. It takes time, and sometimes you mix it with an older joke, and
Do you like
it's
perform it with your family and friends first before you go to stage, or how do you do it? Do you like
no.
best proof it, something like that? Or like everything's like impromptu now. I write it, I'm gonna perform it to stage.
It's a little bit harder for a family because they don't look at it like they don't look at you as a comedian, right? They just can you be serious, or can you be off? Because I'm always on. Like, my head's always
Yeah.
thinking, okay, how can I make this situation funny? And even though
Yeah.
it's not a right time, I'm always thinking of something funny. Like, even if it's a really bad situation, you're always trying to find the lighter side of things. But usually, the steps are
Mm-hmm.
you write,
Mm-hmm.
and then a comedian told me it's not a joke until you try it on the stage.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yes.
So it's
Yes.
like a trial and error. If they,
100%.
Mhm.
Every day of the week, there's an open mic, and you're given maybe like 3 to 5 minute sets to try out new jokes. You say
Mm-hmm.
your jokes, and if they don't laugh, you have to figure out how to change it, or
Yeah.
you figure out, you know what, it's not working right now, we'll take it out. So
Yeah.
it's like making a sandwich. You keep layering your jokes until
Mm-hmm.
can have an hour of material, right? So
Yes.
it takes
What's
Because
time.
your what's your let's say mentality? Let's say you mentioned earlier, like on an open mic, you mentioned a joke and no one laughs. It's
Mm.
kind for me. I'm not like a public speaker type of person, so it's kind of awkward for me if something happens like that. So how about you guys? How comedians? How do you guys handle those kind of situation?
Yeah, it's I'm not gonna lie, it's uncomfortable. Like,
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
any moment of silence, it's really the longest second, the longest
yeah.
minute of your life, because no one's laughing.
Mm-hmm.
um
Yeah.
but that's why not everyone does it. It's not
Yeah.
easy. But honestly, the silence is your most important part of your jokes because because people they're so, if you're say you're new in comedy, you want to just tell joke.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I've learned that you pace yourself and you leave little spaces, little silent moments. It lets the audience like absorb what you're trying to say.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then because if you're too fast, they're gonna miss the premise. And then you tell the punchline, they're not laughing because they didn't
Yeah.
understand the premise. So I've kind of learned to kind of slow down, and you listen more to someone that's more what do you call it? You're not in a hurry in telling the joke.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
and of course, if every time I hear about comedy, it relates to emotional intelligence. You know what?
Yeah.
Right? Because you really have. It's not about telling jokes, but it's how
Mm.
you read the room, the perfect timing in order for you to crack jokes, and at the same time connecting with people. In order for you to connect with them, then they're gonna buy your jokes, right? So
100%.
it's really hard at first, but I think it's really a skill. Not
It
everyone
is.
can
Yeah.
just crack jokes and everyone will buy it. So it's more of skill. I know.
It is a lot of things. I always think of it like writing a song, because when you're writing a joke, it's a beat, and you have to land like it's syllables, and also the word has to punch, like they call it. That's why they call it a punchline. Like the thing I remember, I
Oh,
was
that's
writing a
why.
joke.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if it it has to punch, and you can notice when comedians are coming up with a joke, the joke that you see on Netflix, that joke that makes you laugh, they've worked on it so many times, the different variations of that same joke, and they had to change a word in there.
Mm-hmm.
Just an example, what did I say? Okay, this is not my joke, but it's pretty funny. So my wife, she said she wanted me to take her somewhere she's never been before. So I took her to the men's bathroom,
Yeah.
right? Like the word bathroom is more a punch than a washroom.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the B, it punches the word, like the joke, better than I took her
Oh
to the
yeah.
washroom. You
Yeah.
know, like it's like writing a song. But yeah, and going back to your saying, it's emotional. Like you have to be the more vulnerable you're on stage, people want to hear it. Like
Yeah.
they don't want to hear you talk about private parts and swears all the time. Like
No,
it
yeah.
gets tiring. They want to
Yeah.
hear
Mm-hmm.
you. They want to hear your story. That's what I've been told so many times. They want to hear your story. They want to hear your voice.
Yeah.
And the audience are smart. They know if you're making up something just to be funny. Like
Yeah.
you can. Okay, this is Dave Chappelle's quote. He goes, "You don't have to be funny all the time, but you have to be interesting every time."
Oh, that's a good one. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I never forgot that. So even though you're not getting the laughs, another comedian told me this, even though you're not getting the laughs, at the end of the night, people will come up to you because you're most memorable, because you're the most interesting. Even though they didn't
Mm-hmm.
laugh, Darwin, I like your story about how you became
Yeah.
disabled, right? Like stuff like that. So,
Oh yeah, I also noticed that most stand-up comedians nowadays are like incorporating their personal life to their jokes, which is I think
Mm-hmm.
is good because it's kind of
Totally.
relatable to
yeah.
the masses, and
Yeah.
compared to just throwing dirty jokes every now and then, so it's getting
Yeah.
tiring. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. It's people want to hear your struggle. I don't know about you guys, but if the comedian talks about how successful they are, how much money they make now, it's a turn off to me, because I want to hear you
Yeah.
how you started. I want to know
Yeah.
where you came from. So
Yep.
I don't know. I noticed that someone told me that before, and I can't turn it off anymore. One time I was watching Seinfeld stand up, and he said, "I'm rich now," and I'm like, I couldn't watch the rest because he's showing how much money he
Yeah.
makes now, right? So
Yeah.
you got to stay
Yeah. Because
humble.
yeah. Just remember, well, those hard days or the hard times
Yeah.
that you're being stand up, being a comedian. What is your most unforgettable experience being on
Yeah.
stage?
Oh, unforgettable. Let's see. I okay. We have this area in Vancouver. It's called Davy Street. You guys know what
Maybe,
Davy
okay.
Street is?
No, no.
I never done.
So
Yeah.
Davy Street is a community, and the BTQ, right, community,
Mm-hmm.
which I have no problem with them. But I was asked to perform in one of the venues there during the day.
Oh man, you gotta be
During the
careful.
day, think about comedy is supposed to be at night. I
Yeah.
went there at 3 in the afternoon.
Dude, 3D
So
after?
yeah,
Oh, man.
yeah. I had to call in sick to work to go to this comedy show. I wasn't even getting paid. I just wanted stage time. That's what it is. Stage time, they say. So I went to Davie. I went to the venue at 3 in the afternoon. I went there and they were playing bingo.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
They were just playing bingo. I was the entertainment between the bingo games. Yeah, and um, I didn't know anybody. I didn't know the booker person. They just saw me one time perform and said to come. And I thought it was going to be a comedy show. It was a bingo game, and I don't even think they knew I was on the stage telling jokes. Uh, it was a weird time, and I don't think it was safe for me too because the stage had a leaky roof. So the water was
Ooh.
dripping right beside the microphone and the
Oh.
the speakers. I'm like, oh my goodness. But
Good
yeah,
thing
that
you
was
have
it.
your insurance, right?
Yeah.
I don't think
some
so.
shit some shit
I don't
happened.
I don't think so, man. But once I left the stage, the host was a drag. I don't know how you properly address them, but a drag queen, I guess, or
Mhm.
as soon as she got on stage and she just said a private part and the whole audience laughed. I'm like, I can do that.
Yeah. You should have
I can.
started with that.
I
Yeah, I
know.
was like, I should have started with
I
that
didn't know how
joke.
dirty this audience was, but anyways, that was that putting yourself in those situations will help you
Mm-hmm.
become a better comic. Like I did this, and
Yeah.
I have friends that perform inside a laundromat. Imagine you're doing your
Oh.
laundry at a laundromat, no one even paying attention to you.
Mhm.
Yeah, as long as there's a microphone.
Man.
Yeah, that's the most I remember those days. And that's well, what's up to GM Salamat? What's up, brother? JM is listening right now. And
Hey.
also, we are many Filipinos working in Canada or abroad. What do you think is the important of being a comedian that help people to ease their life as we encounter so many issues in our life? They have problem, drama, anything that you have. Like right now, people are in anxiety or people are in the mental health issue. What do you think is the most important comedy can help us in our life?
Well, they say comedy is laughter is the best medicine, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember that as a kid. It's so true. You're saying mental health, and that's the thing about, I know for sure Filipinos, we don't really talk about it. We weren't,
No.
my parents never, I mean, they never talked about because number one, they didn't have the resources back in the day. They just, it's all, they kind of just brush it off. They didn't,
Mm-hmm.
there's no such thing as mental health back in the day. Now it's very
Yeah.
aware, which is hard for them to understand. Like telling my mom and my dad, you can't say that anymore. That's offensive.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
There's so many
Yeah.
stuff right now that you can say. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. So it's hard to, their mindset's old fashioned and you're trying to, I have two young kids. So they say things to my kids and I'm like, Ma, you can't say that anymore. That is not appropriate. That is
Yeah.
not polite. So, but comedy, I really feel helps. Like I said, it was earlier, we use it as a coping mechanism, like
Mm-hmm.
times I remember being at a funeral and just telling jokes,
Dude,
and it's
funeral?
not just me, it's the family, and
Yeah.
the people working at the funeral home look at us like we're crazy. I thought someone passed away, but then it's like a party. I'm like, that's how Filipinos are, though.
Yeah.
Someone's, if you're having a wedding or a funeral, the party's the same.
That's a Filipino culture. It's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a
So you already perform with different type of audiences, right? So how would you, let's say, differentiate performing on a foreign or English based audience compared to, let's say, Filipino audiences?
Mm.
Yeah.
My really big experience was when I performed with Alex Kalea.
I remember
oh.
that. I was there. I was there. Yeah, I was
That's
there.
how we met. We met in
Yeah,
the
yeah.
parking lot. I appreciate you coming and sharing your laughter. But that was a really good show because that venue was too small.
Yeah.
uh, it was packed, and
It was
packed. Like if there was a fire in that building, oh, I don't want to say the rest, but
everyone will, I don't know.
but Alex Calleja did his thing for sure, and we were on the side of the stage just listening to how he did, how he performed and how he delivered. But it's all in Tagalog, right? So I couldn't catch everything, but oh my gosh, like there was no applause break. Applause break, right, is like where there's a break and then you laugh between the laughter, but it's nonstop. I'm like, oh my gosh, these guys are gonna.
He nailed it.
Yeah, but yeah, that's the thing too, right? When you watch a comedy show and there's opening acts, you don't know them. You're there for Alex Calleja, and then which you totally understand, but I really enjoyed that show, and you learn things from there. I learned to answer your question about different crowds. That was a more Tagalog kind of crowd. I don't know how much I should bring up from the show, but it was loud. It was loud. So I'm trying to say it like, in order to for a joke to work, you have to hear the whole thing. From the beginning to the end, but they're talking the whole time, so no, you can't laugh if you didn't hear what I said. So
chismes, everyone's like doing chismes, or gossiping. Yeah, everyone is gossiping.
So my technique was I hit the stage like a judge, like I'm talking. That's what I did. I did
remember that you have your cane, right?
But just to get their attention. But no, it was fun, and I learned a lot from that show. I think next time, if I had an audience like that, I'm gonna mix a little bit of Tagalog in there, what I know, and then try to put that into my joke, because they laughed a little bit when I tried to talk Tagalog. So
it's different. Yeah. What do you? Because speaking of comedy, what is the difference between Canadian comedy humor and also Filipino? Is that very differentiate? How do you determine that? What's your take on that?
The only reason why I know the difference is because of my dad. My dad tells me, he comes to my shows and he gives me advice, because my dad's naturally funny, but he's the guy, when you go to a birthday party, there's someone, uncle in the middle telling jokes, and then they're all laughing around.
That's a Tito joke.
Yeah. So that's my dad. So if I think it like my dad could have been a comedian, but he didn't become one because he was busy raising a family, and he just didn't have the resources again. But I forgot your question. What was it again?
Because in Canada, difference between Canada, the foreign country, right? It's very different humor, right? But because in the Filipino culture, there's a slapstick comedy. You see Dolphy, and then have a newspaper, and then he go in the newspaper. That they're laughing right now, and the Canadian and American humor. I don't know what's the difference between, because there are different types of comedy.
I'm not too into the comedy scene, so I haven't traveled on that side of the country or anything for comedy. From my knowledge, though, that I know because of my dad, is Filipino comedy is different because they're more like physical comedy, like more animated, versus telling a punchline or a premise and a joke, like a story. They're not used to that yet, but from my understanding, they're slowly switching. Like Alex Calleja is bringing that, and Rex and Joe Coy and all that. They're bringing that slowly on that side. But I mean, that's what we grew up with. Like you said, Dolphy. We were one time, my dad and I were driving, and we're just talking about Dolphy's movies. I remember, it's like, what did Dolphy one time he do? Okay, the movie Speed, when the bus had a bomb and they kind of below 80 or
Keanu Reeves, right?
Yeah.
Right? So Brad Pitt.
No, it's a Keanu Reeves.
Sandra Bullock.
Yeah.
Sandra Bullock,
So the bus can go under a certain speed, or else it's going to explode.
Yeah.
So Dolphy made a parody. The movie's premise is he has to keep running. The bomb is on his bayag. right? So he has to keep running, or else his bayag's gonna blow up. I'm like, that's the movie, like, that's the jokes, and like you guys said, that's slapstick, and that's what we like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a question as well. Do you incorporate viral issues to your punchline or jokes? Because here in the Philippines, it's for us, for the comedians to can really connect with the people. They relate it to the viral issues because everyone will understand it. Anyone will buy the joke because they really know what's happening. So, are you using viral issues as well for your stint?
I try to a little bit. Like you're talking about like the news, right?
Yeah,
Mhm.
So I try to do that just on open mics. The reason why we do that is because the joke will get old, right? Like it will expire. Like for example, you guys were talking about Charlie Kirk getting
Yeah.
shot
Yeah.
in the neck.
Mhm.
Yeah.
We can come up with a joke right now, but 5 years later, I can't say that joke anymore because it's not relevant
yeah,
anymore. So
Yeah. Cancel culture.
yeah, exactly,
You're
exactly.
gonna get
So
canceled, man. You gotta be careful.
Yeah.
yeah.
yeah, that's another thing. It's different. Yeah, we have to be careful, and sometimes you have to like say a disclaimer before the comedies.
Yeah.
Like, guys, these are just jokes. I don't want you guys to write, or meet me in the parking lot and all that, and saying all this and that. Like, it's just jokes. There's no hate. You know, there's no hate or what else? Malice in it, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes you're gonna miss, the old times where you don't have to put disclaimer and everything.
Yeah, well, I mean, depends where you go too, right? Like, depends on the venue you go. If you can't get mad at a comedian if you know the venue. That's the scene there. That's the crowd
Mhm.
there. So most of the time, those people are they call them the hecklers, right? Because they don't
Oh
Mhm.
like
yeah.
something you said.
Yeah.
But it's a comedy show. Like last
Yeah.
time I was here, this was a comedy place. Like you paid to come here. I'm just telling my jokes.
Yeah. Um. Well, man, being comedian is very hard. And what is the most hardest part of being comedian?
Hardest part is coming up with material,
Yeah.
new material.
Yeah.
Yeah, every time because if you go perform your material, someone sees you, and then you go and you don't make new material, you're not really growing, right? Like
Yes.
it's hard to write. Like it's frustrating. It's it's so funny because a lot of the joke is like every time you perform, you want to quit because it's
Mhm.
so hard.
Yeah.
But at the same time, if it goes well, then you keep going. But that's the thing. If you start in comedy, you usually start with a group of comedians,
Yeah.
and and then as the years go on, the circle gets so like smaller and smaller because people's like, I can't keep going. Like, we're not even, it's not going to go anywhere.
Yeah.
That's the thing. You have to have the right mindset. Why are you doing this in the first place? If you're in it to be famous and have money, you're not going to last. You're going to burn out.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. You're doing it
you
for the love.
exactly. You're doing
Passion.
it
Yeah.
for the love. Yeah,
Our passion,
exactly.
and yeah, that's the important things in life. And whatever you do in life, either
In
without
life, yeah.
love or
Yeah.
Yeah,
whatever you do, if there's no love and passion, you cannot be last
it's not going
forever.
to
I
last.
think. Yeah, I think that's the most important things in life. Being a comedian, what is your biggest dream right now? What's your dream in life? Do you want to perform on a big stage, small stage?
Yeah,
What's your
Netflix perhaps.
Netflix perhaps? Yeah. What's your dream, man?
That's everyone's dream, right? But again, that's thinking like of being famous and having money, right? And you're just gonna bring yourself out if you think that way. But this is my honest reason, personal reason why I want to do this. I want to be able to be on like television or any streaming platform, so my dad can see this comedy brought us here. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That's
Okay.
what my dad said. It's kind of like a wasted talent. My dad could have been or done something with it. So I'm kind of living. He's living through me, and I want to show him like where maybe it'll take us. So every time I talk to my dad, I said, "Don't die yet, okay? don't don't die yet." He's 70. He's 79. So Yeah, I already talked to him. I said, if you pass away, I'm gonna say that at your eulogy. I'm gonna say that I told you don't pass away yet. I didn't have my special yet. So
That's that's a funny. And then what before we end, man, what is your advice to the people what will enter this comedy thing? Do you have any advice from them?
yeah, just just take your time. Um, don't don't try to be someone else. Like always, they say to find your own voice. The thing about comedy is you're not trying to be funny. You're trying to find something and make it funny.
Yeah.
Find the humor in something, you know.
That's
Um,
the biggest in life that you need to find even though there's a bad things or good things happen in life.
there's humor in everything, and there's a time to do it. But I've learned recently the more. Do you guys know what mundane means?
Yeah, yeah,
Mm.
yep.
So the more I'm asking you because I didn't know what that means.
Oh,
Ah,
the
So
mundane thing,
so
yeah.
I had to Google that. So I'm like mayabang now because I know what mundane means. So
Oh man,
uh,
your vocabulary is like expanding.
so mundane. The more mundane your material is, the more funny. Have you guys ever watched the movie 40-Year-Old Virgin?
Yeah, with
oh yeah.
what's the name again?
Um,
The forget the
Steve
name.
Carell.
Yeah, Steve
Steve
So
Carell.
Carell.
Yeah, Steve Carell. Yeah.
so there's a scene there with Seth Rogen. Seth Rogen's actually from Vancouver. He grew
Oh
up there.
Yeah.
really?
Yeah. So he comes over. He comes by during the Christmas holidays. So sometimes you might see him. But so, anyways, there's a scene where him, Seth Rogen, and Steve Carell, they're just talking in the break room of their work, and then Seth Rogen's, of course, he's a party animal, and then Seth Rogen asks Steve Carell, "What did you do on the weekend?" And he's like, I was gonna make a tuna sandwich. I had the mayo, I had the lettuce,
Yeah.
but I didn't have any bread. That's
That's a
mundane,
joke.
but it's
Yeah.
funny because that's his
Yeah.
weekend. But I didn't have any bread, so I don't know how it ended, but that thing sticks out. So the more mundane something is, try to make something funny. My recent joke I'm coming up with right now is about a Roomba. You guys know a Roomba?
Oh,
It's a
the
Yeah,
cleaner,
vacuum.
it's a dance. It's like
No, it's the vacuum,
the
that
vacuum, yeah.
cleans your house by itself.
The
Roomba,
automatic
sorry.
vacuum,
It's
yeah.
called a Roomba. So we bought one recently. This is a new joke I'm working on, but okay, I'll share it here. I'll
Okay,
give you
why
the
don't you?
prep. I'll
It,
give you the prep.
Oh
You
man.
guys have heard this joke first. So the
Oh
Roomba,
man.
okay, it's a self-operating machine that goes around your house. It vacuums your carpet and floor. You don't have to do that. So anymore. I mean, but you can program it to what time, what day you want it to be cleaning your house. So, anyways, ours is programmed right now Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 7 in the morning, and it works for an hour. So, anyways, we had guests coming over on a Saturday. So
Mhm.
my wife programmed it to work on a Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
So, so then while it was working, it seemed like it was upset. The Roomba was upset because it's working on its day off. It was banging into like the furniture, and it was getting stuck in places it never got stuck before. You know what I mean? He didn't want to be there. He didn't want to clean. He- You know, where those times where you just don't want to go into work, you're just sitting on the side of your bed,
Yeah.
just debating whether to call in sick, something like that. That's my idea. And then the end of the joke is one time the Roomba will get so fed up he'll just leave the house. He'll take its charging station and just leave. That's my idea of the Roomba joke.
Oh, I think that's gonna fly. I think that's gonna fly,
yeah.
man.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys. I'm still
Thank
working
you.
on it.
You're right.
Oh,
Thank you so much, Darwin,
Oh, is
man.
it that time again? Whoa,
Thank
that
you.
was
Already?
already?
fast.
This is too
Yeah, that's
fast.
just too
Okay.
fast, man. Thank
Oh
you for
man,
gracing our show, man, our podcast show. And do you want to
it's great.
promote something, or do you have a show incoming soon?
If you guys are in the Vancouver area, British Columbia, October 9, we'll be performing with Ron Jossel. You guys know Ron Jossel?
No, I never.
No,
Yeah.
he's pretty well known too. He's been doing comedy with Joe Coy too, right? So, if you guys want to follow me, I'm on Instagram. Just my name. You'll find me. I'm the guy with the microphone.
Yeah. You should visit here in Manila, in the Philippines. Perform here.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Have you been here?
Are you going here?
Have you visited
Not
the Philippines before?
Not anytime soon. You know what? I've never been to the Philippines once.
Yeah.
I'm so
really?
overdue. Yeah.
You've never. Okay.
I know.
So
You're Filipino.
I'm
You should
overdue. I'm
perform
waiting.
here. Should
I'm waiting for
perform
my
here.
kids. I'm waiting for my kids to get older because it's a waste if they're young and then you take them, they can't appreciate. It's a waste of money. I'm like,
Yes,
all they
yes,
care
yes.
about is devices and Wi-Fi. I'm like, that we're not gonna
Yeah.
have that when we're there.
Yes.
All right.
I
Yeah.
agree.
Thank you so much, man. And it's our
Yes.
a privilege to honor to have you in the podcast show. And thank you so much. We see you soon, Dorian, man.
Yes.
Thank you
Thank
so
you so
much,
much, guys.
Darwin.
Thank
Yes.
you. Thank you so much. And
Yes. Yeah.
yeah, see you, man. Bye.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Yun, Papi Dennis.
Okay.
Diyan nagtatapos ating show. May gusto ko bang i-promote, Papi Dennis?
Siyempre, popromote ko ulit ang High Cultured Philippines. Yan, the apparel. It's an
Uh-huh.
international brand. Just everyone who watches. It's an international brand, but right now it's here in the Philippines. It's from 2018, and right now we're gonna do some relaunch.
Hindi,
Next year. Yun,
Hindi ko
sa
pa na
social.
kanyan. Hindi ko pa na sukat yung high cultured na yan. Maganda ba
Yeah,
yun?
mag-usap tayo.
Ayun na,
Offline,
ayun.
right? Yeah.
Offline yun.
And yung social, so we do have different branches nationwide. So follow our pages so that you'll know kung ano yung mga branches na meron tayo. So meron din tayo sa Visayas, meron tayo dito sa Luzon, sa Manila meron. And then that's it. And
Yun,
soon, I'm gonna announce naman kung ano yung mga future na ginagawa ko. I'm cooking
Oh.
something for the businesses, and I know
Nakita ko yung sa kan mo, virtual assistant mo, mayroon ka ng ang tawag yan? Certificate.
Okay, yeah. I created the system, an AI marketing, may AI marketing system na end-to-end process siya. So, yung AI na magma-market para sa akin, end-to-end. From the moment na maghahanap ng client, ang AI na magbe-message, ang AI na ang sasagot ng call, ang AI na ang gagawa ng caption, ang AI na gagawa ng collateral to post to all the
Talaga?
social media. In just one click, I won't do anything at all, and then end-to-end sila. Pati sila magre-reply, sila yung chatbot. So, magugulat ka nila, magkakaroon ka ng clients at may magma-market sa the AI.
Nice. Kaya maganda yung maganda yung market. Nawala si Papi Rayam.
Oo nga, nawala siya eh.
Nawala si Papi Rayam. Baka naputulan siguro yung internet. Yeah. But anyway, thank you, Papi Dennis, di ba? Thank you. And then don't forget to follow us sa Spotify, Tito Senpai Podcast, sa ating YouTube channel, Tito Senpai, Facebook, Tito Senpai, TikTok, Tito Senpai Podcast. And then, thank you, Papi Dennis. Usap tayo sa
Thank you.
High Cultured. And then next week, may bagong guest na naman tayo. Thank you, Papi Dennis. At nasaan man si Papi Rayam. Hanggang sa muli. Paalam. This has been Tito Senpai Podcast. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you, guys. Bye.